Having said that, I haven't been answering many of the comments on YouTube. I'm now doing so, and all the comments seem to be based on one subject, which is migration. But there we are. Miss Flight Q8F says, the saddest part about this sanctimonious rant is that I don't even realise how badly he is harming genuine asylum seekers by championing illegal migrants. The latter are devouring the budget and resources meant for the former. Pretzel logic. This is a common accusation, and on the surface a reasonable one. It assumes that there are two distinct categories, the genuine asylum seeker and the illegal migrant, and that one can easily tell them apart. Yet that assumption collapses the moment one looks at international law and the realities of asylum processing. The truth is that no one can know who is legal or illegal until a claim is examined. Until that point, all arrivals are asylum seekers in the legal sense. Article 31 of the 1951 Refugee Convention, which the United Kingdom helped draft, and makes that explicit. A person cannot be penalised for entering a country illegally if they're seeking refuge from persecution. The route they take, whether across the Channel, through an airport, or on a lorry, and by the way, the lorry arrivals are significantly higher than the newspapers and the media suggest, is not the determining factor. What matters is the claim. The Nationality and Borders Act of 2022 and the subsequent Illegal Migration Act of 2023, these twin inventions of Priti Patel and later Suella Braverman, were attempts to rewrite that principle. These laws introduced a legal fiction that entry without pre-authorised documentation automatically disqualifies a person from claiming asylum. This directly contradicts the Refugee Convention and the jurisprudence of the European Court of Human Rights. Indeed, the very term illegal migrant is an oxymoron in the context of asylum. One cannot be illegal while exercising a right recognised by international law. Other countries understand this better and manage it more efficiently. Germany, for instance, received about 329,000 asylum applications in 2024. Its average initial decision time was 6.4 months, according to the BAMF, the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees. The Netherlands averages around 5 months, Sweden roughly 7 months. By contrast, the UK average in 2024 was 18 months, with over 95,000 people still waiting for an initial decision, some for more than 2 years. Why are we so slow? Not because of numbers. Germany processes more than triple the applications, but because of policy. Since Theresa May's time as Home Secretary, Britain has cultivated what she herself called the hostile environment. That phrase, first used publicly in 2012, was not originally coined by May alone. Its conceptual roots lie in the post-9/11 tightening of migration policy under David Blunkett and later Charles Clarke, both of whom expanded detention powers under a Labour government and created the early biometric visa system. But it was May who branded it with that chilling clarity. The hostile environment was an attempt to make life so difficult for undocumented migrants that they would leave voluntarily. Instead, it entrenched suspicion across the bureaucracy and provided the Home Office with an excuse for indolence. Every landlord, doctor and teacher became an auxiliary border guard. That culture infected the Home Office. Processing slowed, not because of complexity, but because of deliberate obstruction. Bureaucrats were told to doubt first and decide later. Successive ministers treated asylum as a deterrence exercise rather than an administrative one. The Rwanda policy is merely the latest grotesque manifestation of that same impulse to appear tough rather than efficient. So let's return to Miss Flight's accusation. It is not pretzel logic to say that the welfare of genuine refugees depends on treating all arrivals humanely and promptly. What truly harms genuine refugees or genuine asylum seekers is the endless backlog, the confusion of terminology, the political theatre around deterrence. When claims are left unresolved for years, costs soar, communities grow resentful, and people's mental health collapses. If Germany, with far greater inflows and far broader welfare commitment, can process cases in half the time, then Britain's delays are not logistical but ideological. We have constructed a bureaucracy of suspicion, and suspicion, like indolence, becomes self-perpetuating. To defend asylum is not to champion illegality, it is to uphold the rule of law that Britain itself helped create in 1951. That, not hostility, is the moral and legal foundation of our immigration system.